Welcome back. I'm Renee Marsh in for Christy Paul.
I'm Victor Blackwell. Happy Easter to you. We'll take you to Vatican City a little later this morning. But let's start in South Korea, where just moments ago, Vice President Mike Pence wrapped up his first day there in Seoul after North Korea's latest provocation falls flat. But he did not officially acknowledge the country's failed missile test, only saying the test is a reminder of the risks the people there face.
This morning's provocation from the North is just the latest reminder of the risks each one of you face every day in the defense of the freedom of the people of South Korea and the defense of America in this part of the world. Your willingness to step forward, to serve, to stand firm without fear inspires our nation and inspires the world.
The Vice President's visit there in Seoul is the first of an 11-day trip across the Asia-Pacific region. The goal is to reassure allies as the tensions mount with North Korea.
Meanwhile, a White House foreign policy advisor says the missile launch came as no surprise, and because it failed, there was no need to expend any resources against it. Joining me now to discuss, Rebecca Grant, a military analyst and president of IRIS Independent Research. Rebecca, what do you make of the White House's stance that essentially dismisses the missile test as just another list on, or another item on the list of failures for North Korea?
Right. Well, this was a failure, and I understand they're taking that choice to dismiss it. So they're not talking publicly, but you can bet they're talking privately. And I expect that Pence will be getting fresh information from South Korea's leadership on what they think about the test, what they think about Kim Jong-un's internal instability problems. And Pence can also talk privately with South Korea and later with other Asian leaders about possible military responses and how our allies in the region perceive the crisis at this point.
All right, so I want to read you this statement. This is from Defense Secretary James Mattis. He says, the president and his military team are aware of North Korea's most recent unsuccessful missile launch. The president has no further comment. So my question to you, Rebecca, I mean, the nation and the world is watching right now. Should the president have had a much stronger reaction?
I love Mattis's response. That is so cold. If you are Kim Jong-un, that is just not what you want to hear. He hasn't scored any propaganda value with this. I expect, of course, we'll see more from the White House and from the team later on. But what they're saying is, look, you've had 50 missile tests in the past several years. This one failed, and we are watching you. You know, military sources tell me that our forces are ready to respond. So I like this cold, cool response. I also like the fact that Tillerson has spoken with China. That's really new in this crisis, to see that quick coordination between Beijing and Washington. That's got to drive Kim Jong-un crazy as well.
All right, so you like the response there. You think it gives a so what factor that you think is beneficial. I want to move on to Vice President Pence, who's now on the ground in South Korea. Today, he will be meeting with military leaders or leaders there in North Korea. What do you think, South Korea, what do you think that his strategy will be going into these meetings today in South Korea?
Right. Well, Pence's strategy, number one priority is reassurance. We have major treaty relationships with South Korea. Of course, we have 28,000 soldiers and airmen and naval forces in the area, 28,000 permanently stationed there. So they're talking about the range of options. They're sharing intelligence. South Korea has the chance to review military deployments and say what we need. I think they'll be talking about continued deployment of the Theater high-altitude air defense system into South Korea, because make no mistake, even with this cool response we're seeing, this is still a very serious international crisis. And it's going to be on Trump's watch to fix this one. We've waited a long time to see these missile tests developing. There is now a concern about mating a nuclear warhead with a possible intercontinental missile. So it's a crisis that's really going to unfold. Pence is right at the center of that. He's in a great position to get South Korea's private reaction, share intelligence, and make some plans going forward.
Okay, thank you so much, Rebecca Grant, for joining us.
Thank you.